Thank you so much for the introduction, and thank you for the very kind invitation to come here. I actually want to start with a bit of an, let's see if it's working. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, let's see. I'll do it with my hand. 1 second. No working? Okay, perfect. Okay, there's a bit of a delay. Sorry for that. I want to start with an apology. In a sense, I am here as a sort of sheep in wolf's clothing. So what do I mean by this, right? So you'll see actually in my talk, there are a lot of applications from social sciences, right? You think, well, why am I listening to him, right? He's talking about like society, sort of, so, but I'm a data scientist, right? Like, oh, you are, right? But I can assure you, right, like underneath this sort of, wolf skin, there is a sheep, right? I am a computer scientist, so the methods you learn about do actually come from computer science. So as I mentioned, that I hold a chair for societal computing. Like you might have heard of sort of social computing, computational social science, all these sort of things. So what the hell is societal computing, right? So the way that I usually define it is it's a computer-enabled study of societal phenomena, right? So that's an academic part, but then also the use of computer-enabled methods to support social development, right? So that's a bit more sort of active sort of outreach part. Or sort of at a higher level, it combines sort of two things. There's computing of society, where we use sort of data, in particular non-traditional data, to quantify societal phenomena, in particular sort of migration and gender gaps and other things. But then there's also the sort of the much harder element of computing for society, right? So how do we go beyond just measuring and publishing this, right? But in both of these sort of dimensions, sort of so data is key, and this is, I guess, why I'm sort of here to talk to you today. So the outline, I'll mostly talk about sort of two different types of data sources that you might not be fully familiar with, right? Just how powerful they are. So the first is sort of a satellite imagery, right? Sort of so can we, for example, see text evasion from space, but also can we see sort of internal displacement from space? Then I'll talk a bit about social media advertising, in particular about Facebook data, but this also applies to TikTok data or Instagram or Snapchat or anything. And again, sort of can we measure displacement? Can we measure digital gender gaps using such data? And finally, sort of, so I want to close with important reflections because we are doing research on society and hopefully we're trying to sort of improve certain things, right? And so the sort of the question of risks is very much important. Okay, as usual, the work that I'm presenting is not just my work, sort of, so it's been done over many, many years with many, many collaborators, both now at Saarland University, previously at the Qatar Computing Research Institute, as well as at other institutes and UN agencies. There will be references at the end, and I will make sure to share the slides so you don't have to write anything down or sort of take pictures. Of course, you're welcome to take pictures, but the slides will be online afterwards. So let's start with sort of satellite images. So why am I excited about this? Why do I think there's a really big opportunity here? Well, there are sort of confluence of sort of two things.